Hey guys, this is Jeremy with DJM RC. Just wanted to go over the rear axle. It's a MJF printed housing. It covers with carbon brace, carbon link mount, and it uses a Vanquish F10 third member, regular standard Capra drive shafts, and then in the portal box uses a 44 tooth lower gear, Capra stub shafts, and then a 16 tooth upper gear. They're 48 pitch. It's just the top gears from the Reef's Underdrive gears for the XP10. And then because the gears are not made for this, you do have to shim them to get it all set up right. But these tubes are pretty thin, but they don't do a whole lot because this brace does most of the work. This screw goes down in here quite a bit, and then the link mount sits up there, and the screws go all the way through, and you put nuts on the bottom. So I've been driving this housing for 6 months now maybe, and I've left a screw out on each side and I still have had no problems. Now I'm running it with all the screws because it seems good. So super strong. The 2.75 to 1 reduction in the gearbox or in the portal box. A standard Capra low range is 1.9 to 1, and then the 36% overdrive, I think they're like 1.4-ish, which is a lot. It's not a lot of gear reduction, and the more gear reduction you have in the axle and the less you have in the transmission, the less torque twist you're going to have. So that was my reasoning for designing this. I wanted to see, how it would be. So this portal box is about 36% lower than a Capra standard. So this is my car with the axle, and so to get this to work, I had to, in the transmission, I have another video on this, but I had to up this is just a regular deluxe portal gears in here, or they were. So they're 36 spur and then a 12-36 for the final drive gear, which puts this at like, before the pinion, I think it's like, or with a 12 tooth pinion, puts it at like 8 to 1 or something. And I had to change to a 32 tooth spur gear and then a 15 tooth pinion to get back to the same basically overall drive at the axle. So you have to gear up the transmission about 36%. So if you're running an 11 tooth pinion, you would have to go up to like a 15 tooth pinion if you went to this rear axle. And then also the front portal gears, this is a little different. I'm running the Reef's XP10 knuckles, so they're different ratios than Capra. So now I'm with the Reefs, I think I have the 1 step up overdrive, so maybe they're like, or underdrive standard. I don't know what gears I have in here. I think they're 1 step up from the stock one. So I think they're 17% overdrive. And then I don't remember what ring and pinion I have. I don't know if it's a 33 8 or a 30. The rear is a 33, so I have like all the underdrive you could possibly get in the back, and then so it puts me at like 38. So with the reduction in torque twist, I don't know what it does to the car, whereas with all Capra stuff I was running 45 or 46. I had 10 under ring and pinion, stock Capra gears, 36% overdrive gears in the portal boxes, which I think puts you, I think it's like 30 or 47-ish. And so when I did it originally with this rear axle, I kept it at 45, and it was way too much overdrive compared to when I had all Capra stuff. I don't know why it makes it different, but it does. So I had to reduce my overdrive to, I think I'm like 37% now, and it feels about back to where it was at 45. But also you have less overdrive, so it I feel like it climbs the slippery stuff better because the axles are more working together. But anyways, yeah, you definitely have to mess with the transmission forward to get back to where you were. But you definitely notice the reduction in torque twist going to this. So yeah, I was thinking about selling it two ways. One would be basically just this with some hardware, and then it would come with the 45 tooth or the 44 tooth gears, and then you would have to buy the upper porter gears from Reef's F10 diffs. You can buy the plastic. I run the plastic ones from Vanquish. The kit's like $15 for the two of them, and it comes with like the bearing carriers and stuff. And then bearings, just uses Capra bearings everywhere. So it would just be this axle covers, 2 carbons. It would have the spacers and hardware, or complete, which if you, yeah, like I was saying, if you do yourself, it's FP10 or F10 diff, regular standard AR44 gears and lockers. It's really raining. Great Pacific Northwest. And then when you do the gears here, you have to shim this 44 tooth. So you have to buy a shim kit. They're cheap on Amazon. And then everything else is pretty much Capra sub shafts, Capra axle shafts. Cool. Well, it's raining.